Hello students, in this video we would be having a view on Securities and Exchange Board of India, that is very popularly known as SEBI. The Finance Ministry of the Government of India established Securities and Exchange Board of India SEBI as an interim administrative body to promote orderly and healthy growth of securities and to protect investors' interest. Now, these three words would tell you in short or are the gist of the objectives of establishing the SEBI. The words are orderly, healthy growth, and to protect interest of investors. To know the meaning of these three words properly, along with the proper understanding, you should also see the movies like Guru or The Scam, or The Scam as a book written by Sucheta Dalal and one more Bengali author. Right, the scam was just released, I think 15 to 20 days or a month ago. That also you should be going through to get the complete idea of why the SEBI was so much given or was so much empowered with certain rights, rules, and regulations. Because earlier the problems in the stock market were so huge that it was difficult to find out the loopholes in the system, and also the ones who were finding the loopholes and taking benefit of it. The problems or the malpractices included certain highlighted points like the existence of self-styled merchant bankers and unofficial private placements. So instead of selling the shares or buying the shares having the transparency or in a transparent manner, the brokers used to give the shares to the ones who gave them the highest amount of the share price as share prices, or self-styled merchant bankers who used to do or who used to indulge into the practices that may give them the highest amount of gains. Rigging of prices by inflating or depressing market prices through manipulations. So in this, you try to increase or decrease the share prices based upon your own position. Say if you are holding lot of shares of a particular company, you may try to inflate the prices, so you can sell those bulk of shares at the higher prices. That is known as price rigging or insider trading, in which the company's boards of directors or promoters or any other any one of those allies would try to get the confidential information from the company and would use or misuse that information for because that information is not made public in general, so public won't be knowing about it, but few people who are in the company would be knowing about it, would have the awareness of what's going to happen in the company. So they may take such information and they may misuse it for buying or selling the shares, as they know that due to that information which is still not public, they are going to gain something. So that is known as insider trading. Unofficial premium on new issues. The premiums are say 100 rupees on a share on an IPO, initial public offer a company is bringing, and in that the premium is kept at rupees 100 per share. But since we do not have any online system or any transparent system for making investors aware about the real premium, the brokers would charge some more amount and show the higher amount of premium than they actually it was issued by the firm. Non-adherence to the provisions of the Companies Act, because nothing was online and automatic, so it was difficult to find out who had played mischief. Then delay in delivery of shares. So by the time you receive the shares, the share prices go so down that you cannot sell it in the market. This is also done purposefully, so your buyer cannot sell it further, and you can use it till the time you wish to by selling it at a higher price. So these all problems were faced by the common investors or innocent people or genuine investors who knew nothing about the malpractices of the market, but those were there in the market to earn genuinely. So to protect interest of those investors and to promote the healthy growth of the securities exchange, SEBI was established on 12th April 1988. It was given a statutory status. We all know what is statutory status, that we have studied in Form 11. Statutory status means the autonomous status. The institute SEBI is into existence by the act called SEBI Act. So all the rules and regulations and the directives are as per the norms written down in the act, right? So it was given a statutory status through an ordinance on 30th January 1992, which was later replaced by Act of Parliament called the Securities and Exchange Board of India Act 1992. So now it is a statutory corporation that we had studied SC, we had studied in Form 11. So it would be an autonomous institute having to reply to no one. It is not responsible to any ministry, neither it is a company form where the main aim is to earn profit. SEBI's aim is not to earn profit but to regulate, promote and curb the malpractices done by anyone in this share market. So all the SEBI functions or the administrative control would be indirectly through Ministry of Finance by this act called SEBI Act 1992. SEBI has its head office in Mumbai and regional offices in Kolkata, Chennai and Delhi. I suppose this information is not given in the textbook, so you may take the screenshot of this PPT, this slide, and you may keep it for your future reference, or you may just add where the notes of SEBI are given. Reasons for establishment and purpose and role of SEBI I have explained while I was explaining why SEBI brought into existence by Ministry of Finance, because of all the problems we discussed, right? But this portion, reasons, purpose and role, have been deleted from the syllabus, so I am not explaining in depth. You just can read once from the textbook or any other material you have. Otherwise you may not pay so much attention to these topics because the chances are less that anything would be asked from these topics. Now let us see the objectives of SEBI. Now SEBI aims to create an environment which not only protects the interest of investors but it regulates and develops the security markets. So for this it has to perform certain functions keeping in mind certain objectives. Now in this you may recall or you may try to remember these points by just remembering the first words, like in the first point regulate, in the second point protect, in the third point prevent, in the fourth point stimulate, regulate and develop, and then stimulate, provide a marketplace and attend investors complaints. So this you can make these points as subtitles and then write about it, so that you do not have to remember the whole sentences. For example, the first keyword from the first point is regulate. So you can remember this word regulate and then write down, like, to regulate stock exchange and securities industry in order to promote orderly functioning of the capital markets. So what do you mean by orderly functioning? Means the transparent function system and all online, so that there is no chance of any fraud or any mischief to be played by any player or any investor or any broker. So this is called orderly or regulated flow of information from exchange to the investor, is called promote orderly functioning. The second point is to protect the right and interest of investors, particularly small investors, by providing them accurate and authentic information on continuous basis. So if you have seen the screen of stock exchange, that screen would show the prices on continuous basis. It would keep on blinking red and blue, showing the decrease and increase in prices, right? So this information has to be communicated by the exchange to all the investors on real time basis, so as to protect the interest of small investors, because normally small investors do not have much knowledge or awareness about the functioning of the market. So it is the responsibility of the exchange to take care of interest of these investors. Third is to prevent trading malpractices rather, like price rigging, means to decide the price which is not a real price, and this decision of a price would be done by brokers. Insider trading, as I had explained, misuse of important company information by people working in the company for personal profits, as the information is not the information which is confidential and not yet out to public can be misused by the internal employees, internal people of the firm, so that they can make personal benefits out of use of such information and applying this information on market data. Then comes say giving misleading information, right? Like whatever is not there, but the brokers would spread the rumors in the market on certain things, making a share's price go up or go down. So that also has to be prevented by SEBI. Then comes the developing a code of conduct and fair practices for all the stakeholders like brokers, merchant bankers, professionals, and all the intermediaries, so that all can work with a single standard operating procedure that is uniform for all, to provide a marketplace in which issuers can raise finance. So not everyone who enters the market wants to make a fraud. The investors on one part, and the second part of the market, of the financial system, would be those who wish to raise the finance through market. So to them also the SEBI has a responsibility to provide easy, fair and efficient system and a transparent manner, so that the issuers of securities like equity or debentures or preference shares can get a proper platform to ensure smooth flow of fund into their business. The last but not the least objective of the SEBI is to attend investors' complaints, liaise with the issuers, intermediaries and other stock exchanges in the region through its regional offices. So whatever problems these intermediaries face, like the companies or the brokers or the investors, all these complaints would have to be attended by SEBI and also should be solved properly, so that they get proper guidance and certain problems do not get repeated in the future. Also SEBI has to, along with attending the complaints, they have to educate the intermediaries so that they know the do's and don'ts of the business. In my next video I will be explaining functions of SEBI. This would be the last topic of this chapter, because structure of SEBI and role of advisory committees, these two topics are again deleted. So you may read it once whenever it is convenient to you.